Good evening. Welcome to Newswatch on Hope TV, the station where you look and live. Now, with 2 years to go before the 2027 general elections, the race for State House is already taking shape. It seems that Kenyan politicians simply can't wait to campaign and compete ahead of elections. On today's Conundrum, we take a look at Kenya's campaign frenzy. Stay tuned for more towards the end of this bulletin. I'm Tess Njenga and our sign language interpreter is Boniface Murithi. Let us take a look at the day's news. President William Ruto has continued to defend the broad-based government, saying it is aimed at uniting all Kenyans and ensuring that no region is being left behind on matters development. Speaking today during a breakfast meeting with the Ma community at State House, Nairobi, Ruto said there is a need for all Kenyans to unite so that the country can move forward. And as Alice Diana tells us, the head of state has continued to call on leaders to stop divisive politics.
President William Ruto on Friday hosted Ma elders from 10 counties at State House, Nairobi, where he shared with them the progress made in the implementation of the government's plan, the bottom-up economic transformation agenda. During the meeting, the president defended his unity with former Prime Minister Raila Odinga that saw the two form the broad-based government. He noted that the formation is aimed at uniting all Kenyans and not benefiting a few individuals.
Na ndio mnaona leo tuko na broad-based government. Serikali inaitwa ya mapana na marefu. Yani mapana ndio ilete kila mtu na marefu ndio mtu asiwachwe nje. So hii broad based ndio sasa tunataka tuhakikishe ya kwamba sote kama wananchi wa Kenya tunaungana, tunashirikiana. Na tunashirikiana sio kwa manufaa ya mtu, lakini kwa manufaa ya wananchi wote wa Kenya.
Ruto has meanwhile called on the Ma leaders to shun tribal and divisive politics and champion for unity so that the country can move forward.
Tumekubaliana ya kwamba hatutaki siasa ya ukabila, chuki na migawanyiko. Jameni, mkubali kama Wakenya tuungane. Na tuungane ili tuweze kuhakikisha ya kwamba Kenya inapiga hatua ya kwenda mbele na hakuna jamii ama sehemu inabaki nyuma. Tutembee kwa pamoja.
The head of state has further called on leaders seeking for political support to do so in a peaceful manner and in a respectful way.
Tusiwe na migawanyiko. Viongozi hata kama ni kuomba kura, tuombe kwa taratibu, kwa heshima, na kwa ustaarabu. Ndio tusiwapiganishe wananchi na tusiwagonganisha wananchi na tusiwagawanye wananchi. Tuwe tunaomba na kura na tunasonga pamoja. Kwa sababu pale mtu akishachaguliwa anakuwa kiongozi wa wote. So usiweke uadui mkubwa mpaka ikafika wale hawaja kupigia kura wanaona ya kwamba hawana maana.
Governors Joseph Ole Lenku of Kajiado, Patrick Ole Ntutu of Narok, and Jonathan Lelelit of Samburu, and 25 members of parliament from their respective regions were present during the meeting.
Sisi tunakuomba leo Mheshimiwa Rais kwamba hatutaangalia nyuma, tunataka kuangalia mbele. Tunaganga yajayo. Tunaangalia mbele tukisonga na wewe katika ujenzi wa taifa.
Nilisema ya kwamba katika safari hii tunaenda, Wamasai wote lazima tupite njia moja. Sisi tuko kwa ground, we are going to support you 100%. Hii kazi ya kubaki nyuma tumesema hatutaki. Na kwa sababu nimeomba kabisa kwa heshima, I came here purposely to assure you. Na ile kitu mimi nimesema imetoka kwa mdomo yangu ifika kwa Mungu. Hakuna mahali lingine.
Alice Diana, Hope TV Newswatch.
Thank you, Alice Diana, for that report. Now, just a few weeks after returning into the country, former Interior Cabinet Secretary Dr. Fred Matiang'i has received a warm welcome in the Gusii region, with residents urging him to officially declare his bid for the presidency in the 2027 general election. Accompanied by several Gusii leaders, including Kisii Senator Richard Onyonka, Dr. Matiang'i encouraged the locals not to grow weary in calling for good governance and further urged them to make sure that they have voting cards. This comes just a day after he held a meeting with opposition leaders, including PLP's Martha Karua, Wiper's Kalonzo Musyoka, and former Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua.
Country. I want to ask you, my fellow citizens, tafadhali nawaomba, tusipoteze imani. Let us not lose hope in our country. Tukae na imani. We are a country that is built on resilience. Hizi shida zote tuko nazo hapa, tushikane sisi wote. Siku hiyo ikifika, tutavuka hiyo daraja na tutaenda mbele. Mungu atatusaidia tufix hiyo maneno, hii nchi yetu iwe sawa sawa. Tumekubaliana. Mimi nawashukuru sana. Tushikane sisi wote pamoja, tuende safari hii, tushike kadi ya kura, tupige kura.
There was drama at the Mombasa County Assembly as angry Gen Z youth and human rights activists stormed the premises protesting delays in the approval of the 2025-2026 county budget estimates. The demonstrators accused members of the County Assembly of lacking transparency and failing to involve the public in the budgeting process, which they say directly affects the lives of Mombasa residents. The County Assembly Clerk Salim Juma received their petition and assured the group that an official response will be issued on Tuesday next week.
Tulipofika pale chini tuliambiwa kwamba clerk anakunywa chai. We had to take action to our hand, bring ourselves here. Bodyguard anatuambia it is not safe for all of you to see the clerk. Tunashangaa mnauliwa kule nje na watu na pikipiki. How are you not unsafe here? How is it that you are unsafe here? This is a public office. It is as clean as it is.
Yetu kwenye imetuleta hapa leo ni financial year. Yes. Budget ya 2025-2026 ijatoka. Tunashangaa ni kwa nini ijatoka na zile vitu zote tunahitaji kama wa Kenya. Hatupati services kwa hospitali kukiwa na budget. So imagine time yenye hakuna budget nini inafanyika. Madaktari si wataenda, madawa zitapatikana na kila kitu. And that is the reason why as the young people of this county we are here today to demand for what is rightfully ours.
Nikabidhi leo Ijumaa na hapa siku ya leo sio siku ya business, hakuna waheshimiwa. So mimi hii document I discuss on Monday na mpaka Tuesday saa 8 mnaweza kuleta representation yenu watu watatu niweze kuwajulisha.
Now, the strained relations between Nakuru Governor Susan Kihika and Senator Tabitha Karanja is once again making headlines as the governor addressed their strained relationship in a recent local interview. Governor Kihika has admitted that the two have not seen eye to eye on county leadership issues but extended an olive branch, wishing the senator a quick recovery, claiming she was hospitalized in London. However, Senator Karanja has dismissed those claims, stating she is simply on vacation in the UK and accusing the governor of hiring bloggers to spread falsehoods about her health. On her part, Governor Kihika has criticized the senator for allegedly using personal issues for political mileage and urged her to focus on service delivery and avoid propaganda. Note, let's take a short break on Newswatch tonight. We have more coming up on the other side.
Rafiki so is a promise of a hand that reaches and goes beyond watangaza tumaini kote. I'm forever grateful, ninashukuru ukarimu, ukarimu. I'm forever grateful, ninashukuru ukarimu, ukarimu. Rafiki soul is a promise of a hand that reaches and goes beyond watangaza tumaini kote. I'm forever grateful, ninashukuru ukarimu, ukarimu. I'm forever grateful, ninashukuru ukarimu, ukarimu. Rafiki msoul.
Friends of Hope, keeping hope alive.
Thank you for tuning in to Hope TV, your go-to channel for hope, inspiration, education, and wholesome entertainment. At Hope TV, we are committed to knowing God and making Him known through powerful media content. We truly value you and are dedicated to serving you better. For feedback, inquiries, or complaints, reach out via WhatsApp or SMS on 0708 222 323. Email us at customerexperience@hopefm.org. Hope TV, look and live.
Welcome back. President William Ruto has attributed Kenya's economic growth and stability to the implementation of his administration's bottom-up economic transformation agenda, saying the country is now reaping the benefits of strategic planning and collective sacrifice. Speaking during a meeting with Ma elders from 10 counties at State House today, the president announced that Kenya has been ranked the 6th largest economy in Africa and the leading economy in East and Central Africa. President Ruto noted that the country's economic indicators are showing strong signs of recovery and expansion, with increased investor confidence and improved fiscal management being among the key drivers.
Hatua ya kwanza katika hii serikali ilikuwa ni kudhibitisha ama kuweka uchumi wa Kenya mahali ambapo kuna heshima na mahali ambapo Kenya hii isiende katika njia panda ama njia ya kuteleza. Na ndio sababu hiyo ilibidi niamue mambo mengi. Ilibidi tusimamishe kidogo mambo ya mabarabara, ikabidi tupunguze pesa ya pande hii na pande ile na pande ile kwa sababu madeni yalikuwa mingi, na ilibidi tukaze kamba kidogo ndio Kenya isiteleze. Na pia ikabidi tufanye mambo kadhaa ya kufufua uchumi wa taifa letu la Kenya. Tuliondoa masubsidies ambazo zilikuweko, tukabadilisha vile tunanunua fuel products, tukabadilisha, tukaweka subsidy badala ya subsidy ya consumption, tukaweka subsidy ya production. Na kwa sababu hiyo hata kama pale mbele mambo yalikuwa magumu kiasi, leo mimi nawatangazia ya kwamba Kenya, uchumi wa Kenya iko dhabiti. Na kuna ishara, ile inflation ilikuwa 9.6%, sasa imeteremka chini, iko 3.5%. Ile dola ilikuwa 167 shillings to a dollar, sasa ni 128, 129. Ile pesa zetu za kigeni, madola ambayo tuko katika central bank yetu, imeongezeka kwa zaidi ya bilioni 300. Mpaka last week IMF, shirika la fedha la kimataifa, ikatangaza kwamba Kenya sasa ndio nchi yenye uchumi mkubwa bara la East and Central Africa.
Detectives from the Directorate of Criminal Investigations, DCI, in Cheptai's Mount Elgon constituency in Bungoma County have launched investigations into the brutal murder of a man from Chesikaki whose body was dumped in his parents' compound. The victim, identified as Anthony Mangeni Wesonga, was found with serious injuries on his head, legs and arms in what police believe was a targeted attack. According to Cheptai's Police Commander Henry Gitonga, the man is suspected to have been killed by a group of unknown individuals, possibly from outside the area, over allegations of involvement in motorcycle theft. The body was reportedly dumped at his home around 11 a.m. amid suspicion that the crime had been executed elsewhere.
Kama saa 5:30 hivi tuliweza kupata ripoti kutoka kwa chifu wa area ya Chesikaki ya kwamba kuna mwili ya mwanaume mmoja wa kitu kama miaka 30 hivi ambaye alikuwa ameuawa area ya Melon. Mimi na askari wangu pamoja na maofisa wa DCI tuliweza kukimbia tukaenda mpaka hapo mahali ambapo tulipata mwili ya mwanaume mmoja ambaye anaitwa Anthony Mangeni Wesonga ukiwa umelaliswa nje ya nyumba ya nyanyake. Tulipoulizia tuliambiwa iko watu walikunja naye wakiwa wanampiga, umati ya watu kama 10 hivi, wakisema ati yeye ni mwizi wa pikipiki. Hiyo mwili ilikuwa na majeraha kwa miguu na mikono na kichwa. Tuliweza kuchukua hiyo mwili na tukapeleka kwa mochari ya Sante kule Kimiriri, tukingojea postmortem na usunguzi ndio tuweze kujua kilichotendeka. Ningetaka kusii wananchi wanapopata ripoti kama hiyo wasiwe wanachukua sheria mikononi mwao kwenda kufanya hiyo mob injustice, bali walete ripoti kwa polisi na kesi itasunguzwa na tutapata ukweli wa mambo.
Now in business, it is now official that Newswtch Sugar Company will be leased to a private investor, with stakeholders urged to support the transition process. Company board chairperson Alfred Kangati has confirmed that businessman Jeswant Rai won the tender to lease the mill for the next 30 years and is expected to take over operations next week. Kangati has assured that the farmers' outstanding payments totaling over 200 million shillings will be settled before the end of the current financial year. Meanwhile, current employees will continue working under the new management for at least 1 year to allow for a smooth transition. Despite a pending court case challenging the lease process, Kangati has called for dialogue between opposing parties to ensure the factory resumes full operations.
Serikali imesema itoke kwa mikono ya serikali na iwekwe kwa wanabiashara wanabiashara, na hiyo ni jambo ambalo litakamilishwa kabla ya mwezi hii. Na sisi kama wakurugenzi wa Nzoia tumekubaliana na serikali that kwamba hatuna shida so long as mahitaji ya wafanyikazi ishughulikiwe. Maybe next week or the week after, they will no longer belong, in terms of management, they will not belong to the government. Some private enterprises will have taken over. The aspect of privatization or leasing is exactly for 30 years. An arrangement, lease agreement has already been signed between the government, who are the owners, and the so-called lessees. I believe that is the correct word, the lessees. From Nzoia, we have it that the new owner who is going to manage Nzoia will be our neighbor, the West Kenya. So starting from maybe another 1 or 2 weeks' time, your attention should focus on that. That will be the people who have reached that agreement with the government.
In a significant move to empower the youth, Machakos County Governor Wavinya Ndeti has today issued 800 driving licenses to young people who successfully completed a fully sponsored driving course, courtesy of the county government. Presiding over the event, Governor Wavinya reaffirmed her administration's commitment to creating opportunities for young people through skills training and employment initiatives, being a promise she made during her campaigns. She encouraged the beneficiaries, many of whom are border riders, to embrace new technologies such as electric motorcycles and to uphold discipline while on the roads.
Today, a total of 1,000 youth have been trained and certified as competent drivers, motorcycle riders, and ICT practitioners following a successful training program initiated by my government. The beneficiaries, 400 border riders and 400 motor vehicle drivers and 400 digital license trainees. That is totaling to 1,200. The trainings were conducted in the 2024-2025 financial year at the ward and sub-county levels across Machakos County. Today, we are issuing a total of 800 licenses. And I want to assure you, the 800 licenses, they are valid for 1 year. We have put in our budget to give you for 3 years. From hapo mtajipanga. Si ndio? Kutoka hapo mtajipa.
Hope TV is where you look and live, with an excellent selection of the best Christian programming consisting of local and international content, of inspirational stories, talk shows, Bible commentary, youth, health shows, children entertainment, contemporary gospel music, extended times of worship, live broadcast, news, movies, drama, Christian ministry programs, and so much more. Hope TV is another quality service from Christ is the Answer Ministries, with over 45% of authentic and credible local content every week. Hope TV is a sister station to Hope FM, Kenya's leading Christian radio station, with footprints across the country. Tune in to Hope TV, where you look and live.
Thank you for tuning in to Hope TV, your go-to channel for hope, inspiration, education, and wholesome entertainment. At Hope TV, we are committed to knowing God and making Him known through powerful media content. We truly value you and are dedicated to serving you better. For feedback, inquiries, or complaints, reach out via WhatsApp or SMS on 0708 222 323. Email us at customerexperience@hopefm.org. Hope TV, look and live.
Welcome back in sports. President William Ruto has reaffirmed the government's dedication to developing sporting talent in Kenya with a particular focus on football. Speaking at State House, Nairobi on Friday, that is today, during the reception of the UEFA Champions League trophy, the president emphasized the need to identify, nurture, and grow local talent through proper infrastructure, planning, and training. President Ruto noted that Kenya is rich in football potential and assured the nation that his administration is committed to raising the standards of the sport. The trophy, which arrived in Kenya for a 3-day tour as part of Heineke's global Cheer to the Hardcore Fans campaign, will also visit South Africa and Zambia.
Kenya has an abundance of football talent. What we need is continued focus, investment in talent development, and the infrastructure to support it. We have much to learn from global football powerhouses like Germany, the home of Bastion, on what it takes to remain champions on the world stage. We must also position football and sports more broadly as a viable source of income and wealth, especially for our young people. That's why the government of Kenya is implementing Talanta Hela, an initiative to monetize talent. Many young Kenyans are already benefiting from this initiative. We will also continue promoting sports tourism by supporting international sports events. The government of Kenya is doing its part, and I encourage the private sector to partner with us in expanding opportunities for Kenyans through sports. Congratulations, Kwal, for what you're doing and for supporting talent in our country. As you are all aware, we are almost concluding the refurbishment of Moi Stadium in Kasarani, and we are undertaking the final stages of contracting for Nyayo Stadium and all the other facilities as we prepare ourselves both for AFCON and for CHAN.
KCB racing team drivers Karan Patel and Nikhil Sachania are gearing up for the Pearl of Africa Rally set for May 9th to the 11th in Mbarara, Uganda. Reigning African Rally champion Karan Patel returns to the track with renewed energy after receiving a 5 million shillings boost from KCB Bank to replace his engine, which failed during the WRC Safari Rally. KCB's head of integrated marketing, Katha Mutungi, says the sponsorship reflects the bank's commitment to growing motorsports across East Africa. Meanwhile, KCB Uganda has pledged 9.5 million shillings towards the event to support top Ugandan drivers and rally logistics. KCB's Nikhil Sachania and navigator Deep Patel will also make their debut at the event in a Ford Fiesta Rally 3, fresh off a win in the ARC3 category at the WRC Safari Rally.
This type of sponsorship is important for us because KCB is an East African brand. You know, we are available and present from the Indian Ocean all the way to the Atlantic Ocean, which is key for us. And having a platform like the rally where we are present across, because as you understand, the Safari Rally, yes, happens in Kenya, but then the African Rally Championship happens in, you know, Uganda, Tanzania, Rwanda, Burundi. So having our drivers participating and KCB sponsoring drivers in those platforms is important because it raises the flag of the brand in those particular countries. Also shows that we are committed to developing sports. It's not just a Kenya thing, but it's an East African thing.
Over and beyond the sponsorship we get from KCB to just participate in the rally and represent the brand of which we love doing. You know, following the incident and losing our engine, we reached out to our people basically, and thankfully they did approve a 5 million shilling sponsorship once again for us to replace our engine. So we have now a brand new engine, for which we're really thankful. I mean, you know, for us as a private team, we've come a long way putting in our own money into the sport and trying to prove ourselves as the best drivers on the continent.
Well, welcome to today's Conundrum, where we are taking a look at Kenya's campaign fever. With 2 years to go before the 2027 general elections, the race for State House is already taking shape. It seems that Kenyan politicians simply cannot wait to campaign and compete ahead of elections. The return of former Interior Cabinet Secretary Dr. Fred Matiang'i from the United States has ignited fresh political debate. Welcomed by supporters in the Gusii region, Matiang'i made a subtle but pointed statement saying he is ready to do what Kenyans expect of him. A thinly veiled hint at a presidential run in 2027. Not to be outdone, former Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua is also said to be in campaign mode, reasserting his political relevance months after being kicked out of government. His renewed public appearances suggest a man preparing to stake his claim, whether to defend his staff or reposition for a higher seat. Meanwhile, President William Ruto has been traversing the country under the banner of development projects. While officially part of his government's agenda, the language, crowds, and tone often mirror that of a campaign trail, raising eyebrows over whether 2027 campaigns have unofficially begun. But as politicians position themselves, Kenyans are facing a reality of their own: rising costs of living, joblessness, and unmet promises. The worry that the obsession with elections may once again eclipse the urgent need for service delivery and economic recovery. Kenya's political cycle seems endless, with campaigns starting earlier and lasting longer. While democracy thrives on vibrant competition, it must not come at the expense of governance. The real campaign Kenyans want to see is one against poverty, inequality, and poor service delivery. For now, the race is on, but the question remains: will it serve the people or just the politicians? Is it a case of the same script, different cast? Are these leaders simply campaigning and telling Kenyans what they want to achieve, their own selfish reasons? Will Kenyans once again be disappointed after their hopes for a better future are dashed to pieces? Wherein lies Kenya's true hope and deliverance is an even better question. I dare say that all these politicians hold not Kenya's destiny. Our deliverance lies but in God and those that fear him to do his will. And that is today's conundrum. How we wrap up Newswatch tonight on behalf of the whole team. Thank you for watching. I'm Tess Njenga, and our sign language interpreter is Boniface Mureithi. Have a good night and a blessed weekend. God bless.